When I was a fifth grader participating in the outdoor education program of my public school, I had my first adventure here at Forest Home. It was during that first experience with my peers, away from my family, that I developed my current love for the outdoors, interest in science, and passion for adventure. That's why I'm excited to introduce you to a program that will take your students to a new level of appreciation for the sciences, the environment, and their community. It's a partnership with Mountain & Sea Adventures, something we like to call Adventure Science Camp. We want your students to experience science firsthand, in the field, just like a research naturalist, all the while developing closer relationships with their classmates, teachers, and advisors that can't be replicated in any classroom environment. They will not only be challenged academically, but will also have opportunities to build their esteem and stretch their character. I invite you now to listen to some of the stories that have had their start here on these 500 beautiful acres.
You've got the 4 ecosystems, so you can take the kids on a 20-minute hike one day and show them the coniferous forests, and a 20-minute hike the next day and show them the chaparral, and the next day show them the riparian and the woodland, the woodland forest. You've got it all within the grounds, so you've got the differences so they can compare and contrast different ecosystems.
They get to live in cabins and work together, and then they also have science classes, which are a main part.
And what we want to teach them is the processes of field biology, to give them the feel of what it really feels to be a biologist in the field. And through that they'll learn a lot of different scientific concepts.
Probably digging through the scat. As gross as that was, I don't know, it just made it feel like I was actually doing something that a scientist would do.
Organisms in the pond and all the different kinds of worms and larvae, and got to look at them under microscopes, and I thought that was pretty cool.
We're at the pond lab. We looked at a live specimen under a microscope, and I thought that was pretty neat. Because I want to be a scientist, I thought that was cool.
For some of my students, I see them and I think this is what they could do for a living. Eventually, they could be scientists, and so I think that has been beneficial for them. But as far as even those that aren't interested in science, I've heard, boy, I really like science because of this.
Because you're really out there, you really experience being a field biologist. In a classroom, you just talk about it and learn about it, but you don't experience it.
Because you get to explore things and take hikes and learn about things, because instead of working in a book, you could actually see it.
I like the fact that it's hands-on, and the kids can actually get down and measure things, and there's just things here that I can't bring into the classroom that make all the difference.
More stimulated to learn about science, where you can actually see the pages come to life.
All of your senses are engaged when you're out in this beautiful environment.
One of the teachers that came through had said, I will be able to use the tools you've given the kids and the examples for the rest of the year.
It's not too scientific, but yet it's kind of a step up from what our books are using right now, so that's good.
One teacher told me she'd been teaching for 20 years, and she said she believed the kids learned more in these 3 days than they learned all semester in their science class.
They did go around and make sure the students were understanding it. And that's really important because everybody learns differently.
It was all hands-on, and that's how I learn and how I learn best. And I just think it was a really big learning experience. I liked it a lot.
A big part of the program is to build their character, break their fears, bring them face to face with fears.
I wasn't really afraid of the climbing wall. It was like my first time and I thought it'd be fun.
And the third prong of that is just to give them a good time, to let them experience and have fun and enjoy each other and just see that education can be fun.
Because when you tie in the word science camp, some of that can be negative. Because kids are thinking, okay, skiing, snowboarding, science camp, fun, work. And it didn't turn out that way at all. It turned out to be a fun camp.
But once I got here, I had tons of fun. I just really loved it, and I just completely changed my attitude because it's cool here. I like it.
I just caught 1 fish, but PJ and Luke caught 8 or something like that. And I don't know, it was just fun because I don't go fishing that much, and it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of like a fun experience.
Because everything was really fun. We got to learn a whole bunch of survival skills, and at the same time, we got to have fun.
It makes it more fun than just having to sit at your desk and read out of a book.
I've been thrilled and excited. It's been a lot of fun. It's really challenged my kids, which is good. They needed it. The challenge course, the wall, has been great.
I should have gone. It was so much. Ashley, you should have gone. It was so much fun.
The camp experience, what I've found, is an experience where kids bring their walls down.
I've seen a lot of encouragement for kids, especially that are more separate or alone, that kind of stand back.
The teacher told me he gets in trouble a lot at school. And when he was on the climbing wall, all of his classmates, he chose the hardest wall to climb up.
There were some hard parts because I'm kind of small, but I was like 1 block away from the top.
And all of his classmates were rooting, cheering him on, and just, way to go, you can do it, one more, way to go.
Cheering Brandon on, and I don't know, seeing that little guy climb up there, just conquer that huge wall, I think that was pretty cool.
And he came down from that wall a different boy. And after, you could see his confidence built so quickly. And his teacher came up to me the next day and said, you have no idea what that one experience did for this young man.
The friendship that went on in all this, and how everyone was there for each other, and how we weren't in our little cliques like we are at school. It was kind of like we were all a big family. I think that's what I'll remember the most.
It's not uncommon at Forest Home to have learning, adventure, and character development come together in a way that builds community and relationships like nothing you'll see in the classroom. We're saving a spot for you. Won't you come and join us? Hey guys.